live streaming.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Panvala League Draft. To understand a little bit what we're doing here, I want to take you through what we're doing this quarter on Gitcoin grants and how Panvala works in general. So for people who are familiar with Gitcoin grants, each quarter, there's a pool to match your donations using the quadratic funding formula that Vitalik Buterin and Glenn Weil and Zoe Hitzig designed to basically match donations in an optimal way. And what we wanted to do is allow Panvala's token supply to match those donations as well. So what we're doing is for all the donations that are made in Pan, you get a second match for your donation. Gitcoin's going to match your donation by looking at the US dollar value and match it based on that. And then Panvala will also match based on the tokens that you've donated. So this isn't just some fancy token distribution mechanic or some sort of airdrop. This is really what Panvala is all about. Panvala is about subsidizing communities the same way that Bitcoin subsidizes its security. So if you look at what we did last quarter, we did the same sort of thing where we were matching Pan donations using the quadratic funding formula. Those donations were matched by Gitcoin and by Panvala. And as you can see, some of the projects actually got much more matching from Panvala itself than they did from Gitcoin. It basically provides a second subsidy mechanic for these donations, and one that doesn't require any single wealthy benefactor, a single whale to make the system go. It's basically just the system's token supply. The people who hold on to the tokens are being diluted to be the philanthropists in this model. So for this quarter, one change that we made was instead of matching every single grant on Gitcoin, we allowed communities to earn matching capacity for the projects that they choose. So what happens is that communities stake tokens to earn that matching capacity. The percentage of staked tokens that you have is the percentage of the matching capacity that you have. So for a concrete example, imagine that you have 10% of the staked tokens, but only 5% of the donations that came in for the quarter. That means you're good. You're within your capacity, so you'll be matched at the highest possible rate for all the donations that came in. But imagine that you had 10% of the token supply, 10% of the staked tokens, but 20% of the donations that came in. That means you were over your capacity, and you'll only be fully matched for the part of the donations that are within your capacity. The overflow gets matched less and less as it exceeds the capacity. So to understand what's happening with the current quarter, you can see the actual live numbers from the staking clusters that each community has set up. So let me enlarge this a little bit. So you can see the stake tokens for each cluster. Right now, the largest cluster is the hashing it out cluster with 569,000 stake tokens. And then you can see the donations that have come in for each cluster. So using those and the calculations through the rest of the spreadsheet, that's how we calculate the multiplier for each community. The highest available multiplier right now is 20.41x. So you'll see that there's 4 communities that are being matched at the highest possible rate because they're within their capacity. They haven't exceeded it like we talked about. But Metacartel is currently over its capacity, which isn't bad. The more donations, the better. But what it means is that they could stake more tokens if they wanted to earn that highest possible match. You can also see that we created basically a fake community for all of the grants on Gitcoin that aren't being matched by one of these communities. They still get matching, and right now they're getting it at 2.9x. So if you're not chosen by one of these communities, right now you're at 2.9x. If you are chosen by one of these communities, you're at 17.29x or 20.41x. So what we're going to do during this draft is choose more grants to be supported by each of these communities. So what that means is that as we choose more grants, the advantage of being in one of these communities will go down a little bit. It won't be 20.41. It'll be closer to the league average multiplier of 10.84. And that also means that the grants that aren't chosen won't be so penalized. They won't be as low as 2.9. They'll bump up closer to 10.8. So that's what we're doing here. We want each community to be able to choose more grants that they support and have the matching that they've earned by staking tokens to benefit them. If you're excited about liquidity mining going on in Ethereum right now, we want to make sure you're really excited about philanthropy mining, because that is literally what's happening right here with Panvala. So with that, I will kick it off to Griff.
Great. So now we're going to introduce the three. I'm facilitating the call. Hi, I'm Griff Green from the Common Stack. And I'll be repping the Common Stack and facilitating the call, trying to keep us moving, because we got a lot of grants to shill. So we're going to kick it off with hashing it out. And Morelian, please tell us about the three grants that you are already, introduce yourself and tell us about the three grants you are already picked.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Morelian. My real name is John Marlin. And I'm an auditor with Consensus Diligence and a host of Staking It or Hashing It Out, and the podcast, along with Corey Petty, who can't be here today. So the three projects that we had chosen going into this were one, Fuel Labs, an awesome scaling solution that I think has the right sort of level of complexity without going overboard. Nimbus, the ETH2 client with the most obscure implementation language, which is NIM, and coming to you from the Status team, and LexDAO, a really fascinating project to put a legal layer on top of Ethereum smart contracts.
Great. Okay, so then let's go to Alex, who's representing DAppNode.
Hi everyone, I'm here representing DAppNode, and we're gonna pick DAppNode because we support the work they're doing and put the money where their mouth is to make everyone run their nose. Then we're supporting Prismatic, because they've been really helpful to the DAppNode community, and they're gonna be really helpful for the second phase of Ethereum, Ethereum 2.0, to make it super easy along with DAppNode to run. And last and most important for the real world, we're supporting Hotkey, because it would be very cool to miss your taxes in a very private way.
Wow, thanks, Alex. That was quick. And actually, you may need to turn your video off and go to the Jitsi settings and actually change your settings, because your internet bandwidth is kind of bad. But yeah. Hey, I'm Griff Green, and I'm representing Common Stack. And I'm actually here with Lorelei, who is also representing Common Stack. And maybe, Lorelei, you can introduce what we're doing with the Common Stack for picking grants.
Yeah, while Griff is wearing the facilitator hat, I'm actually repping the trusted seed of the Common Stack, which is this community of people who we trust and have built up a reputation for having some expertise and wisdom in the realm of token engineering, and specifically engineering communities with economies around public goods. So we've got all these awesome folks holding Common Stack reputation tokens, and they've been behind the scenes telling me which which grants to pick. So it's kind of like a meta draft with the Common Stack here. So I'm just the body of the trusted seed in this call here.
Yeah, and I will be I'll be shilling, because I'm kind of a good shiller. So the grants that we already chose are, of course, the Common Stack Iteration 0 grant, which is funding us to do what we need to do to kind of promote economies around causes and advancing the field of token engineering the best that we can. And then we're also doing the Common Stack Simulator grant. And the Common Simulator is actually a kind of a fun narrative game where you kind of are a time traveler in the way that Quantum Leap style time travel, but with the power to bring CAD from the future to the past and build economies around causes to save the world. It'll be a really fun, interactive comic book game that you can fund on Gitcoin, of course. And then we also are representing Bright ID. Bright ID is my favorite identity service or project that is because they're so well scoped. It's just proof of uniqueness. If you want a UBI or you want specifically a crypto UBI or a one person, one vote DAO, Bright ID is the best solution out there that I know of. So definitely support them and donate PAN so we can match it. And then the other one that we're supporting is Grassroots Economics. These guys are incredible. They have they have a bunch of active currencies in Kenya right now with well over 10,000 users, moving lots of money a day. People in Kenya with normal, old style dumb phones, sending cryptocurrencies that are balanced by bonding curves. It's incredible. So we support them as well. Okay, and next on the list is DXDAO. Sky, you want to?
Hey guys, I'm Sky. I'm here representing DXDAO, and DXDAO is a DAO that develops, governs, and grows DeFi protocols. There's about 430 current members that are holding rep in DXDAO, but we're always hoping for more. So come join DXDAO and experience it. And with Panvala this season, the three causes we're representing so far are Black Girls Code, which empowers young women of color in the tech space. So that's a great cause. Tornado Cash, which obviously focuses on privacy. Most people know about it. And Abridged, which is a organization that focuses on DAO ops. So they're basically making it super easy for DAOs to do the things DAOs need to do, and they solve all those problems. Excited to be here.
Thanks, Sky. That was awesome. And next is Metacartel. Eric.
Hey guys, my name is Eric from Metacartel. I originally received a grant from PAN, so really happy to be here. The three donations that we'll be donating to, we have One Up World, which is creating a really fun DAO-based game. There's Metagamma Delta, which is a women's-led DAO initiative. And then the third one is DAO Records, which is doing some really cool things in crypto voxels and the entertainment industry there. So supporting them as well.
Great. So, well, those are the picks that we already have. Now, let's see who gets picked first. Okay, Morelian, you had first pick, and you went with Samson, the white hat hacker. You want to talk about him?
Yeah. Do I need to talk about him? Samson is he's killing it. He's out there every day, being Batman on Ethereum, and we really appreciate it. So we want to back that.
Nice. Yeah, that was a good pick. Okay, so next is actually let's see. I gotta scroll up. Who is next? It was Alex. And Alex,
Yeah.
who'd you go with?
We're picking Botconi because they're doing a great solution, and actually I have the chance to virtually know some people of the team. I haven't had the chance to meet them, and it's a very strong solution that I would maybe the foundations of the future of voting.
I couldn't agree more. Vocdoni is amazing. In fact, they were the project I donated the most money to this round, so you kind of stole them from us here. But Common Stack is next, and we pick Giveth. Yes, yeah. So Giveth has been a project that's been around for a long time, and I'm part of the Giveth project, and we actually have a dApp that's running. It's beta.giveth.io, but we made it 3 years ago, and the Ethereum network has evolved a lot since then. So we need to just take our learnings and start fresh and build a new system. And so there's a Giveth 2.0 tech grant out there. to help us recreate take what we've learned and build even better Giveth 2.0, which is really a project built around supporting nonprofits and eventually aligned with the Common Stack around creating economies around nonprofit causes. So, and next we have who?
Yeah. DXDAO. DXDAO picks Circles UBI, which is a really cool experiment in the universal basic income world, which also does a little bit, I will use as trusted identity. So it's a combination of the two. So it's a pretty cool experiment. And we'll see if UBI actually can pick up and work.
Nice. Okay. So next is Eric and Metacartel picks.
Wait, does it have to be out of the 3 picks I already picked, or
No, it has to be a new one.
this is something different?
So,
Okay.
so I think there was some confusion. So the 3 picks that Metacartel already had were Meta Gamma Delta, One Up World, and DAO House / Pokemon. So I think your pick for the round was DAO Records, right?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
DAO Records.
DAO Records.
Nice.
Well, so tell us about DAO Records.
So DAO Records is doing some really cool things, trying to in crypto voxels, hosting these digital events and trying to loop in all these entertainers into a DAO who are DJs and in the music industry. Yeah, they're doing really cool things in crypto voxels and in different VR spaces. And yeah, I see it as a DAO that could definitely bridge into the real world with the DJs and the music industry. So I think there's a lot of potential, and I think they're a great project led by Vandal.
Nice. Okay, Morelian, you're next. What do you got?
What do I got? ETH 2.0 annotated spec by my friend Benjamin Edgington. Very important resource as we go through this time of transition.
Nice. Okay, Alex from DAppNode, what you got?
Sorry, can you repeat it again? It got the internet connection.
So it's your turn to pick your next favorite grant that you want to have supported by the DAppNode matching pool.
I would say Giveth 2.0.
Oh no, I already took it. Too late.
Oh, they already. Oh. Then I will go for the Gitcoin.
Oh, the Gitcoin developer grant. Nice. Do you want to say
Yeah.
anything about it?
I think it's a great tool to push like the development and the introduction of people to the ecosystem.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Okay, so next is Common Stack, and we pick CAD. I can't believe you guys let us have this one. So CAD is an amazing project. It's pretty much the most important project, in my opinion, that's going to bring cryptocurrency to a much higher level, especially from like a rigorous engineering standpoint. It's simulation tools, open source simulation tools. You know, out there's MATLAB and there's all sorts of cool other closed source simulation tools. There's very few options for doing open source simulation, and CAD is specifically oriented for crypto economics. You can simulate anything with it, but right now we're seeing issues with Compound and how the system that they put out isn't matching their expectations of token distribution. That could have been predicted if they did some CAD simulation. Also, projects like Reflex Bonds are hiring simulation leads to build CAD simulations. And I think this is an up and coming, it's something that we're going to see a lot of teams do, especially serious teams that want to make sure that they're creating the value that they want to create with their economic systems. So CAD. Next.
So one quick note on that last one. Their grant is currently configured to only accept DAI. So you can totally pick them, but you might want to get them to reconfigure.
Oh, you're right. CAD's only taking DAI. Oh, what an oversight. Okay.
Big mistake. Big mistake,
God,
CAD.
what a rookie. Who
Should have
invited-
simulated that in advance.
I would have done some robust simulations on this. Okay, well, luckily we have a vote, so I don't even have to decide. The next one on our that the Trusted Seed picked is the Community Currency Alliance. I know they accept PAN, and they are a really cool project. I'm actually hosting the call right after this in 30 minutes, and every 2 weeks we run a call about community currencies and that are somewhat related to blockchain. For the most part, we're trying to glean the magical experience that a lot of people who have started their own economies without blockchain, we're trying to bring that into the blockchain space. Sardex has been on the channel. They've had a community currency since 2008 and have a lot of wisdom. We had researchers on the channel that really talk about how important circular economies are in this. There's so much information out there that we do not have in the crypto world that is ready for us to build on. And that's the goal of the Community Currency Alliance, is to bring that to the forefront. Okay, so next is DXDAO. What you got, Scott?
DXDAO. So we already love the Panvala structure, but we're also doubling down on CLR. So we're picking CLR Fund. And CLR Fund is a permissionless quadratic funding protocol for Ethereum public goods. So it's a really way to open up what Gitcoin grant quadratic matching has been doing, but even in a more expanded permissionless way across the space.
Nice. Okay, next is Eric with Metacartel. Oh, you're muted, Eric.
We'll go with Raid Guild for this round.
Nice.
They're a developer DAO in the ecosystem, doing some really cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm definitely impressed with Red Guild. They're coming strong. So next is Morellian with
Before the next round, do you want an update on where the different values are now?
Sure, yeah.
Or, okay. So let me update the spreadsheet really quick.
Maybe we should stop drafting here.
Well, so
yeah,
that's the thing.
That's why I want to give you an update.
Yeah, because the more teams that we pick, the less matching each of our groups get. Unless, of course, you just get more people to stake Panvala towards your matching pool, which is something I know the Common Stack is going to go hard on. Come on, guys, bring us your Panvala. But also, the groups that we choose in our staking pool, the Panvala that they have also goes towards our matching, right, Neuron?
So it goes for the next round. So if they want, they can stake with you for this round. They just have to actively do it. The only tokens that get automatically staked are new tokens. The matching tokens get automatically staked.
And when's the deadline for staking?
The end of the round. So that's July 2nd.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so I have the numbers updated now, and I have the new multipliers. So right now, the highest available multiplier is 16.42x. That is what 4 communities are getting. Metacartel is still over capacity, which is totally fine. That's good. It's just because you brought in so many donations. So Metacartel is currently at 13.27, and then grants that aren't selected by anyone are currently at 2.57. X. So you still have plenty of room as far as I can tell. So keep picking.
Nice. Okay. So then I forgot where we were. Are we on more?
I think it was me. It was me. And I had it. Oh, okay. Yeah. We're going to support the blockchain security database from Consensus Diligence, a brand new community resource collecting up all of the audits that we can find, all the bounty programs, all categorized by project, easy to consume. It's awesome.
It really is awesome. I checked it out. Amazing, amazing resource. I need to add some of the old White Hat Group ones on there, actually.
Just send me a list. I'll take care of it for you.
Oh man,
Appreciate that too. Thanks.
such service. Okay, next is Alex with DAppNode.
Yeah, we're gonna pick the Burner Wallet 2 and the Burner Factory because it's a very good tool to introduce developers that are not into the ecosystem, and they can easily deploy wallets without actually knowing all the implications with it, and it's compatible with any browser.
Cool, amazing, good choice, man. We just had a quick reshuffling because people are live voting right now, and what I was going to say is no longer true. So now we're actually going to take Movement for Black Lives. Yeah, in fact, maybe Lorelai can show this one.
I will admit I was a whale in this decision.
Look right.
So yeah, Movement for Black Lives is an organization that I found out about through the Gitcoin grants. So props to that. And what really attracted me to them is they are doing real like sustainability of the long-term movement, and they're building and giving people tools to make sure that like infiltration and burnout and legal problems aren't challenging and taking down the movements for racial justice. And as a Common Stack person, we really focus on sustainability of public goods and of people who are there, people who are pro-social, people who just want to help their neighbors. And so I really appreciate the sustainability focus there. Yeah, Movement for Black Lives.
Yeah, I got to say it was my favorite of the Black Lives Matter groups that I saw too. So I'll pass it to DXDAO.
Yeah, we're done for now. We'd like to go big and strong and focused.
That's the spirit. Strong move, strong move. Okay, Metacartel, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm thinking we're done as well since our ratio is pretty low.
You're not even going to pick the main Metacartel grant?
Didn't they? Wait, oh, Metacartel, right? Yeah, sure. Okay, let's do Metacartel.
And if you weren't going to, I was, man. Okay, well, do you want to show Metacartel?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're a great community, very well deserving of this grant, doing really cool stuff. So,
yeah, I don't know of another community that has a better culture than Metacartel. In fact, I think almost all of us are part of Metacartel, so it's pretty cool. Okay, so next is hashing it out.
Oh, geez. Right. So is it like if I skip around, can I come back in, or is it just like I pass and I'm done?
No, I mean I think you
Just
can skip
checking.
around if you want.
How many are we at now?
Neron, are you keeping track?
4?
I don't have a good way to.
This would be your third.
So 6.
Your fourth pick. This will be your fourth pick. This will be your fourth pick.
Okay, and how much, Neron? How much is the like estimated total value of all the new pan between all these teams, which I think will take like good lion's share of?
So it actually hasn't gone up that much yet because like most of the high value, the ones that have already gotten a ton of donations, people didn't really pick yet. So it's gone up some, but there's still plenty of room. Although I haven't updated the
Wait,
total.
what do you mean it's gone up? Like what? Like there's still the same amount of money getting created.
Still the same amount of tokens being created. I'm just saying for dividing up the tokens that are being created, it's based on the donations that come in. So when you're adding the new grants to the ones that you support, you're kind of getting credit for the donations that they already had. So that's the only the only gamey type thing that you'd really care about right now. So it's either just picking grants that you care about or picking grants that already have pan donations, so you can take credit for the donations that they already had.
I see. Okay, this is fun. I'm just gonna keep picking projects. I don't think it's gonna like prevent anyone from paying rent or not. So I'm gonna go with the DeFi Pulse Registry. I think it's a pretty new one. I think they're doing something interesting. similar to what we're doing with the security database, but more opinionated and actually trying to take the data from different projects and express an opinion about the security of a project. It's something I don't really have the guts to do, and I don't want to wade into the politics of that, but I'd like to see somebody make a good effort at it. So go for it, guys. Good luck.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. It's hard to be it's hard to be say true opinions, in this space. Everyone's so positive all the time. Sometimes we need people who actually fight for the truth. Okay, Alex, DApp node.
I think I'm gonna pass because for now I don't have more picks ready to say. So
Wow. So then, well, I guess then it's pass and then come back to you, or are you done?
Come back. Let's say come back.
Okay, we'll come back.
But
okay, that's good because I have too many grants, guys. I'll be honest. We're pretty community focused. We got a lot of friends, and the next on our list is the Token Engineering Academy. So this is a really amazing project that's being spearheaded by Angela from the token engineering community, and she is trying to start an academy because as much as we talk about, simulations, CAD, it's so important, no one knows how to do it because token engineering is a very nascent field, and the token engineering community is probably the only group that has any knowledge on it. The toughest part is, of course, finding teachers, because anyone who can teach this stuff ends up being a very valuable asset for their community. So we're still, this grant is to help us figure out how to collect these geniuses and get them sharing their knowledge with everybody else as quickly as we can and educating the field. So that's the comment.
So really quickly on that one, that's another one of the grants that only accepts it's the token engineering grants. They all don't accept tokens.
Who are these guys? Okay, I'll have a talking to with Angela.
You're supposed to tell him that before he pitches it.
Yeah, I mean, it's still worth supporting, but you just can't support it with Pan.
Okay, well, the other one that I am confident accepts Pan is multiply.charity. So this is another grassroots economics thing. They accept Pan, right?
I think so.
And so I think that the name of their grant is actually deploying a community currency UBI with 10K users in Kenya. And really what they're trying to do is make a dashboard for grassroots economics so that people can actually donate directly to these currencies, these small villages currencies in Kenya. And their donations can actually be multiplied 4x on the bonding curve. And then because it's a local currency and it circulates around, actually they estimate it has about 11x impact. So we're talking, I don't know, like 1,000x impact. No, okay, it was less than that, but math is hard. So yeah, I don't know of another project besides grassroots economics that has as much direct impact on people in these villages in Kenya. So that's my pick. DXDAO is skipped, right, Sky?
Yeah, we're done.
Done. And then Metacartel, are you guys done?
What's our ratio at? Or that giving ratio?
Yeah, what's
So
mine?
I haven't updated it for this. I haven't updated it for this round, but the latest ones were like, again, it's not like very bad to be over your capacity. Like the more donations, the better. So one number to keep in mind that besides that capacity is the share of the subsidy that your community is getting. So let me share this very briefly. I always click the wrong button.
The real thing is that you guys need to get more Metacartel people holding Pan and staking it. And that's how you end up getting a share of the inflation.
Yeah, we also need more people that I was looking through like Gitcoin grants so far. people just giving in DAI. Like, why are people giving in DAI?
They don't
It's a
understand.
good question.
They don't understand.
Yeah, so if you look at the multiplier, you'll see that Metacartel's multiplier is lower, right? But like even you still get a high share of the subsidy at the end of the day, and the more donations that you get, the more of the subsidy that you're going to get. So it's not that you don't want to claim more grants and shift some of these 61,000 tokens into the Metacartel pile. It'll put you more over capacity, but it's always good to have more donations. You're never anti-donations. It's just that sometimes you also want to get people to stake.
Sure. All right, let's go with let me just look here. Metafactory. Let's go with them.
Yeah, Metafactory. Tell us about Metafactory.
They're basically a group of people producing I don't even know what the pitch is these days, to be honest, but I know they're doing cool work, and I know that they're working on I don't know what they're working on these days, but they're selling things as a collective. They did a bomber jacket, and I think they did a face mask, and so they're trying to bridge these DAOs into kind of the real world and physical goods, and getting people excited about that.
Nice. Okay, well, we only have 4 minutes left, so we're going to cruise through this. Morelian, how you doing with hashing it out?
Great. So we'll take another ETH2 client from another great team, ChainSafe's Lodestar.
Oh, nice. Do you want to show them at all?
I'm trying to be fast.
Yeah.
I said great client, great team. What more do you need?
Yeah, ChainSafe, man. What else needs to be said? Alex, DApp mode.
Yeah, we're picking my DAO dashboard because I think it resonates a lot with what DAppNode wants to accomplish. So it'll be cool to have the team develop a package for DAppNode.
Nice. Yep, great pick. And wow, another upset just changed at the last minute. TrueBlocks comes in. I bet Jay is in there voting all his dots right now. TrueBlocks is one of the most important projects out there. It's really decentralizing the secret centralization point for Ethereum, which is Etherscan. Okay, like how would we survive without Etherscan? Thankfully, we have Block Scout, another open source block explorer. But just think, if you use Tornado Cash and then you go and click Etherscan to go check out your Tornado Cash deposit, Etherscan knows that you just saw that, right? And Block Scout is great, but Block Scout's also running their own service. What TrueBlocks does is they allow you to create your own Etherscan about the addresses you care about. It's an open source protocol that you run on top of your own node and that no one else has access to because you're running your node locally. And TrueBlocks chews through all that bytecode to tell you the information you want. They do it better than Etherscan. And so I am so happy that TrueBlocks came in and scaled the ranks for Common Stack. Sorry, I went long. Okay, passing it to DXDAO. Oh no, DXDAO's done Metacartel. You got more?
I don't have anything right now, so I'll skip this round.
Morelian.
On the ETH2 tip, Lighthouse from Sigma Prime.
Nice, Sigma Prime, of course. And DAppNode?
I think I have enough for today's projects.
Okay. Common Stack is coming strong with OneHive Gardens. OneHive is creating a system where you can actually create a community around a cause using on top of Aragon. And this project needs more funds. They're very underrepresented, I think, on Gitcoin grants. So I'm really glad to collect them so they can get that Panvala matching. They have a bonding curve connected to conviction voting that will allow people, decentralized communities, to fund their own projects. Okay, DXDAO, you're done, right? Metacartel?
He's done, I think.
Done. Morelian?
I'll self-deal here. We'll support the Solidity Visualizer or Visual Developer extension. It's the only tool you need for your VS Code editor if you are building any smart contracts on Solidity. Thank you very much.
Nice.
It's a good shield.
Yeah. Alex, do you have any more?
No. We're all good.
Oh man, I'm so glad I got to this last one. A Hitchhiker's Guide to Token Engineering. This is another token engineering book. As we need more access to these resources, so very happy to have that on our team. Does anyone have one last grant? No? Okay, then we did it right on time. Okay, Miran, do you want to take us away and tell us about the last final words on this Panvala staking league?
All right. Thanks so much, everybody, for being a part of this. Thanks to all the great projects on Gitcoin grants, and especially to all the people who are donating with Pan. This is really a grand experiment to see if we can generalize the economics that subsidize Bitcoin security and use it to subsidize communities instead. And it's working. As I started off with, last quarter, we matched donations on Gitcoin grants at 12.9x by inflating the token supply. And a lot of people think that when you inflate the token supply and give it out to people, it's just going to get dumped on the market and it won't be a useful subsidy. But that isn't what happened. There's more subsidy available today in US dollar terms than there was a quarter ago. So there's something about this that is actually working the way that we expect. And we want to see if it continues to do that. Bitcoin's been subsidizing security for over 10 years. We think that we can keep subsidizing communities at useful rates for over a decade. And if that's true, that means that these 5 communities here are really the start of a league of communities that might contain thousands. If we can subsidize communities the way that Bitcoin subsidizes its security, we can probably allow communities to fund so much more on their own than they can do by themselves. They wouldn't have to rely on governments that have to deal with winner-take-all politics. They won't have to rely on corporations that are optimizing their quarterly earnings reports. They could just make their own choices about what they want to do together with the people that they've chosen. So if you want to be a part of this experiment, donate with Pan on Gitcoin grants. If you want to support one of these communities by adding extra donation matching capacity so they don't exceed their capacity, you can stake tokens at panvala.com/staking. You don't have to send any transactions. It's very easy. Don't pay gas. And we just tally up your staked tokens at the end of the day. So join us, be a part of this thing, and let's see where this thing goes. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you. And thank you for preparing the meeting.
Yeah, great job. See you guys.
Bye, everyone.